Hey, it's James, Father's Rights and Resources, hashtag how I got custody. You have got to start asking why. One word, one sentence question, why? Or as I like to say it, or I've said in many videos before, where do you get that from? If you ask somebody, where do you get that from? In any kind of debate, or if anybody says anything to you, oh, well, this science says this science says that, this is what's really going on in the news or the war or whatever. If you ask somebody, where do you get that from? They might say, oh, the news, I read it in a book and whatever. And then if you ask a follow-up question, where did that person get it from? They have no idea. The average person doesn't know what the hell they're talking about on anything in life unless they've studied something thoroughly or they have an actual first-hand account, first-hand experience with something. Outside of that, a lot of times, nobody even wants to say, like, when I get in debates with people or question a guardian litem or whatever, when you get down to the core of it, all they could say is, this is what I believe. The average, just so you know, generally in life, even scientists, what scientists do is scientists say something that they believe based on an experiment they did. And science is changing all the time. We're such a bunch of dick riders and anus lickers of scientists and anybody with a degree and stuff. We just believe what everybody says. And then everybody runs around saying, this is the science, that's the science, that's the science. Well, when I talk about the science of children needing both parents, there's overwhelming data and evidence out there. So because of that, and because everybody in society agrees with it, because it's a human natural instinct to maintain a family, and the way God set it up, you need a mother and father to create a child. You need a sperm and an egg. And there's a lineage thing there. There's a scientific thing there. There's a spiritual thing there. There's a psychological thing there. All of the overwhelming evidence points to this belief. And so I get to a point where I know something. I've seen so much evidence and studied it so much and see firsthand how kids act when they don't have a father in the home. We all see it. So there's some stuff that's obvious, but every once in a while, even some of the obvious stuff, like stuff we study out in outer space or in the ocean or whatever, like scientists find one little thing and they think they know it all. They're a bunch of egomaniacs. All that being said, if you just ask somebody, well, where do you get that from? Oh, well, the research and data shows and stuff. That's why I have links in my flow page where I have 3 different links of science, data, and scholarly articles for people to use as exhibits. And I talk about it over and over. Go to my flow page. Read the section that says must see information. If you go to my YouTube channel, I have a section that says James's Resources. I have videos on my store and the 3 most important things in my store. And, about going through my flow page and clicking on it, how to use the stuff. So if you're somebody who's not going to get an appointment with me, you should be resourceful and watch the stuff that you need to watch and read the stuff you need to read that's free. I got all these punk ass bitches in the comments on YouTube of late saying, oh, you're in your car. You should sit down and concentrate and focus on the point and get to the point. You get distracted. You talk off or whatever. Or somebody says, well, you're too angry and this and that. Or I need a specific answer to a question you didn't answer. Get an appointment. And if you're that stupid where you can't realize James can't cover my situation, like people will write me a whole story in the comments. You're such you're kind of a narcissist, little welfare-minded diva princess that you think somebody needs to give you maybe mommy gave you a lunch, breakfast, and dinner tray in bed. So you think everybody's supposed to cater to you. I just watched a video on home education. They're comparing Amish kids and home educated kids and how responsible kids are, because a lot of homeschoolers and the Amish, whether you like the Amish or not, it's a reality. They have their 8-year-olds doing lemonade stands by themselves and doing chores and working on a farm 8, 10, 12 years old. If you grew up being a baby little princess diva bitch and you never got your hands dirty, of course you're going to come to my page and say, James, I need your help. Spend all your time for free answering my 5-hour question in the comments. That's stupid and that's unrealistic. You're retarded. That's why you're losing in court. Get off your ass, change your mind, and start to put some effort into this stuff. Either be resourceful and watch all my videos for free. Like, if you're not paying me for my time and I'm not working for you, you're not entitled to shit, dude. So all these people, people will come in and they'll drop a comment. I don't know if they follow me or not. They'll drop a comment, and then I'll go to their page, see what type of person they are. They're fat, slobby, little diva whining and crying about women and all this other stuff, and they're not doing anything about it except spending time and energy writing comments on my page. And even if I gave you some kind of answer, it still can't give you there has to be a learning interaction. If you really want to absorb this stuff, a consult is the best way to do it. But people will call me up and text me. I had a guy call me up today. He just started rambling and started telling me his whole story. Like, you don't have the common courtesy to say, how do I get an appointment with you? So I have to cut that stuff short. And they think I'm an a-hole because I didn't sit there and talk to you for free for 2 hours about your case. And usually people who are like that, you're in trouble right now because you're a lazy little bitch who won't move on your case. Now, some people are probably, I can hear people saying now, oh, you said you're going to talk about, the question asking why and stuff. But this stuff always ties in. Every single day, hundreds of you, or I should say hundreds in a week, but every single day, several of you prove to me that my gender is never changing. I always have to deal with cowardice, being afraid, being lazy, being shiftless, feeling automatically entitled to your rights. Guys with no balls who never challenged anybody in their life, never stood up for anything, and now you have to fight for your kids and act like a man and stop being a bitch. When my baby's mom told me she was pregnant, it wasn't a total shock. We slept together one time in the whole year 2000. We weren't really together. We had dated before. We messed around. I was a dumbass, okay? I felt in my conscience God saying, don't hang out with this chick. And I still did it anyway. It was a stupid decision. And see, I can own it. And I don't feel bad, and it doesn't hurt my feelings. But if I say, you're being stupid if you do this, then I got a bunch of bitch-made gay boys saying, how can you sit there and talk to us like that? That hurts our feelings. You're not helping. You're not helping by being a lazy, thin-skinned, sensitive bitch either. Your kids are waiting for a superhero to rescue them, and you're walking around in your panties saying, oh, James hurt my feelings. And I didn't even talk to you. I just did a video and you came across it, and you're going out of your way to type a legal brief on why I shouldn't do that when you should be typing a legal brief in your court case. You see what a bunch of hypocritical bitches the haters are? So this all goes hand in hand. When you don't ask why, it's because you're afraid. It's because you don't have common sense. It's because you don't have the balls to challenge bullshit. If somebody says, if your attorney says, we got to wait till a guardian ad litem investigates before I could go to court and get you your kids back, you'll have to suffer and not see your kids for a couple months. I have people who have scenarios like that, and they never even have the gall or audacity or freaking common sense God gave a monkey to say, why is that? Why can't we fight for my kid now? Oh, we got to wait on the guardian ad litem. And if you say why, they say, you know what they're going to say? That's just what we do around here. Why? That's just the routine. So the court, if you look at the laws, like I tell people in videos, I have a video that says it all starts with the law. You go and look at the law, then you go to a court of law with an attorney at law to demand your rights under the law. See, everybody's talking about everything else except the law. I know the law itself doesn't win you a case, but you at least start with it. And if you don't know the law and you've been watching my videos, you got some kind of retardation, because I talk about absorbing this stuff and using it to your advantage and shove it in the judge's face, and nobody ever does that. That's why the judges don't listen to law or pay attention to law, because people barely ever cite it. So you ask your attorney, where's the legal authority that says I can't have access to my kid until a guardian ad litem? If you think about it, a guardian ad litem goes and asks you what your opinion is, and asks the mother what her opinion is, and turns around and writes a report. This is these people's opinion. Why can't you do that yourself? Anybody telling you, some people say at the courthouse, or a judge will say, we can't do that yet. Your Honor, why? What's the legal, technically, where do you get that from? Or what's the legal authority that requires this or prevents me from getting this stuff? Where do you get that from? If you just remember that every time that you're left stunned or you don't know what to do or what your recourse is, ask them, where do you get that from? Why is that? Like, where's the legal authority? Where's the law? Where's the case law? Get in the habit of saying why or where did you get that